what is going on, everyone? RC84 here. Like always, thanks for watching. Well, my friends, it's a hot one here in the southeastern North Carolina right now. We're probably around in the 90s or so, and it's going to get hotter next week. So yeah, but it's ain't crazy. But anyway, so I'm out here on the site doing some prepping for a new addition to the site here. Something that I would want to do. A lot of things I wanted to do on here on the site to try to build the infrastructure of the site to make it better and stuff like that, and fix some issues that I really didn't see when I was first initially building this thing 3 years ago. So yeah. So anyway, so one of my things is that we had this thing as a loop. So like you can go up, around, down, both ways. All right. So you see both of those things there and there. So we had it where you can go either way down to the rest of the site here. The only problem with going here, right where I'm pointing at, okay, is that there's a massive tree root right there. And we have our timber posts right there for the dump pit area. And sometimes we want to take the trucks there because somebody's traveling down this road right here. Now I have expanded the road a little bit to 24 inches wide, and that way it'll be a 2-lane road, so nobody really get congested there. But anyway, back to here. So we didn't really have any type of road system there. It just kind of went, you kind of went down and over, and sometimes you would risk rolling the dump truck over because of being on some type of slant hill on the tree root kind of deal, something like that, if I'm making any sense. But anyway, so I wanted to fix that issue. So right now what I'm doing is just some pre-prepping or pre-planning. For me, I got to see a visual of it before I can do it. That's just how I am. I can think it in my mind, but visually I need to see it. So I started doing a little bit of prepping. So let me show you what I got. So here's what I have so far. Now this is just a pre-prepping, okay? Pre-staging, I guess you want to say. Eventually I'm going to tear it all back down and do everything with the machinery. But like I said earlier, I need to see a visual so I know what I need to do and stuff like that. And I know you really can't do that in real life. You got architects and what's the other words I'm looking for? Surveyors and all that stuff. You got engineers. Engineers can has that vision mentally to see it and stuff like that. But for me, I don't, and this is just RC, so no real life things here. But anyway, so here's what I started off with. And like I said, it's just a visual aid for me to see what I need to do and where I need to work on. So it's hot out here. But anyway, so started off right here, and I had to build up a little bit because it was right down here by this post here, and that tree root is about right there. So I had to build up a little bit, and I used some of the dirt that I had piled up right here, just kind of make a hill and stuff like that. So I kind of shifted that dirt around. Now I'm not going to cheat with this. I'm going to tear it back down, throw all the dirt back down in its pile there, and do it with all the machinery. So, but anyway, this is just, like I said, a visual aid. Okay. So I kind of wanted to get it leveled with that, but it's gonna kind of be a little harder to do if I'm making any sense on that portion right there to make it work. So that's not too bad. That'll be a nice little wall right there for the road, and then go down and then tie back into the main road. Now this will be something that I will be concreting to, just because of a downhill portion right there, and also make it easier for the vehicles to get up and into the actual site here. Now, one of the other things that I was thinking too is the dump pit area here. Now, the only reason why we actually did this little pit right here in Site B, and that was with the WL dump trucks. The WL front loaders can't get enough height to dump the load into the bed of the dump trucks. So that's why we cut in and put in this little dump bed or dump bin right here. But now that I got the Volvo front loader, which has a height to reach and over the dump trucks, it can dump in there. So I really honestly don't need this anymore, actually. But some of my other friends have the WL front loaders and stuff like that, so kind of have to keep it in. So coming up with a way to get the vehicles into the pit area here, or the loading pit area, I thought about right here a nice little ramp system going down in here, and I could leave this down here open, but I really don't want to leave it open. I kind of want to box it off a little bit. Like down here I made a corner, and I was going to fill in that corner right there with some dirt and put like some little tree or something in there to you know, fill up some space there. So I really don't want to do that right here. So I'd rather have it where the trucks will come off, go down here, load up, go back out, up, over, make it a little adventurous, yeah, I guess you want to say, or where you have to, you know, do all that stuff instead of just load up, shoot off down here, go down to the rest of the site area. I don't know. So like I said, this is just kind of like a pre-rough in of what I want to do, but I honestly think it's going to look good. In my head, I see it looking good. Yeah. But the site is looking fabulous. It's looking great, and it is coming along pretty well, you know. So I'm very happy with the site and just how it started and stuff like that, and from the beginning to now. So it is something that's just pretty amazing. And all this stuff, and I have said this multiple times in my video, all this it's been done with the vehicles that I currently own, which are not hydraulic vehicles. These are motor driven and servo actuator driven and stuff like that. So no hydraulics. Everything was done by fairly inexpensive RCs. The Volvo excavator is the top dollar one right there, but that's the most expensive one. But you know, $100, $200, $500 vehicles have built all of this right here, and couldn't done it without my few of my friends who came out to help me build the site and stuff. So they're very much part of this part here. So anyway, my friends, let me know what y'all think. Comment down below, and see y'all later.